Riverview Charter School is very unique and different, and we are a part of it. We believe that learning with our minds is not enough, and that we should learn with our hearts and real-life experiences. Our school was built on the foundations of core values. One of these is gratitude.
Showing gratitude, demonstrating gratitude, being appreciative and thankful for everything that's come your way is an important piece to being a contributing member of a society. And the way that we came up with our core 7 and then gratitude was the teachers before we ever opened, before we ever even before we even had a building. We spent some time together over the summer before that time, and we wrestled with how do we come up with what's most important, what do we really want to see in our kids as they leave here as 8th graders and move on to their new experiences in the world.
Why do we take our 5th graders to Washington, D.C.? We take our 5th graders to Washington, D.C. as a culminating activity for our 3rd through 5th grade classes. During this time, students are learning about the U.S. perspective of history. So we learn about everything through the lens of the United States.
Well, we were on our Washington, D.C. trip, and we went to Arlington Cemetery, and we're at the changing of the guard ceremony that they have there. And there were lots and lots of veterans at Arlington that day. In fact, there was a busload of World War II veterans that were all there on a sort of a mission together. They were visiting Arlington Cemetery together. We kind of lined up, and as they were coming off the bus and walking into Arlington, where the changing of the guard ceremony is, we kept reaching out to saying, you know, thank you so much for your service, we really appreciate it. So there were probably 35 kids that were doing that, plus the chaperones and teachers. And Mr. Conlon was one of the men in this group. And of all the people, we shook lots of hands, probably 50 different veterans' hands that day. And of all the veterans that we met, he really stood out because he was very jovial, very happy and outgoing, and he had been a teacher. And so as soon as he saw the kids reaching out to him, he kind of came alive. And he's a funny man and uses his sense of humor to engage with people. And so he was not bashful. A lot of the men said thank you and were very stoic and quiet about it. I mean, you could tell that they were touched. But Mr. Conlon was very affable and outgoing and boisterous and very different than a lot of the other veterans. And so he engaged with us. He asked us questions. He said thank you so much to all the students that talked to him. And so I think because he wanted to talk to us, not just us reach out to him and say thank you, this relationship came to be. And it was just a really wonderful experience. He was so happy. And later, we went around Arlington, and as we were leaving, he was there. We happened to be leaving at the same time, so we met up with him again. And we asked him if we could get our picture taken with him. And he said, of course, and we all lined up to get our picture taken. And later, the 5th grade teachers thought it would be nice if we would send him a thank you note and send him the picture of all of us. So all the 5th graders wrote him a thank you note and put personal messages in this, and then we sent the card. And so that sort of started this relationship, and we mailed it, and then he wrote every student a personal letter that summer in response. And that was sort of the beginning.
Back from Washington, D.C., we all wanted to send Mr. Conlon letters about how thankful we were and the experience we had. And so we wrote him these letters, and in response, he sent us this binder, but he also sent us each individual letters. And so it was really amazing though, because he typed each one individually, and he made them personal. But what he said in mine was, the first thing that came to my mind when I wrote your name was a country in Ireland named Clare, and the song Sweet Rose of Clare. Do you happen to know it?
My name is Joseph Jerome Conlon. Mostly I'm called Jerry. I was a first lieutenant in the United States Army Air Force, the 15th Army Air Force in Italy. I was on active duty from April of 43 until September 45. I was a bombardier on a B-24 Liberator bomber, and my job was to drop, aim, and drop bombs. I flew 19 combat missions, and on the 19th mission, we were shot down. I was captured immediately by 3 farmers. One had a shotgun and one had a big hoe. They rounded us up, the 24 of us that survived. 17 men were killed out of the 41. Now they take us to Budapest, and they put us in solitary. I was in solitary for 15 days. After 15 days, they took about 20 of us, put us on a train, and sent us north into Upper Silesia, Germany, to Sagan, to Stalag Luft 3. So they take us to Stalag Luft 3, and they put me in a room with 13 other guys. And I was there then until January, when they forced marched us out. April 29th, Sunday, 2 P-51s come over. They were our fighter planes. And you begin to hear cannon fire. And pretty soon here come some American soldiers and a tank and German soldiers, and there's a little firefight, and the camp is liberated.
Two years after meeting Mr. Conlon and receiving a binder and letters from him, we made hero bowls in his honor. We included pictures from the binder he sent and quotes from the poems that some of the other bombers wrote. While making the bowls, we thought of him and all of the other men and women who served for our country. When we had finished, the bowls were displayed at our school's empty bowls night. We were thankful for Mr. Conlon while making the bowls.